Oh, I hope this isn't gonna fall. Okay. I am the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17. My driver's license says I'm 26, though. Where did the years go? Fellow Toastmasters and future Toastmaster. The saying goes, the days are long and the years are short. I say this very often. The days are long and sometimes feel like 200 painfully slow hours of working, chores, doing laundry, grocery shopping, getting coffee with friends, dealing with your kids, making dinner, and finally, bed. Just to get back up and do it again the next day and the next day. The years are short though, because I just had a New Year's Eve party like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it's June already! My godchildren are in grade school, but they were just born. I finished high school 8 years ago. It feels like it was just yesterday. Do you know what I'm talking about? The days are long and the years are short. We've heard that it's very important to live in the present moment. Soak it in. But blink, and that moment's in the past already. As time goes on, we benefit from hindsight, and the problems and just general events of our days get smaller and smaller in our memories until they feel like they barely even happened. I think back to some of my old problems that I thought were hyperbolically terrible, and they sure feel small today. 8 years ago, I had one of the most stressful times of my life so far. See, you can try to chart your course in life all you want, whether it's a 1 or 4 or 20-year plan. There is nothing that says things have to go your way. 8 years ago and more, my plan for after high school was to enlist in the Canadian Army and have my nursing and my medical education paid for by future years of service. I'm a very patriotic Canadian, although I was inspired by the Army surgeons on my favorite show, Grey's Anatomy. And if hours spent watching Grey's Anatomy counted towards a degree, I would have already been a doctor. But that's not enough, obviously. Neither were my grades enough to get me into university nursing programs, nor did my lungs work well enough to get through a military medical exam. So both parts of my dream future fell through. And I fell apart. I had no future. But if you can eat with a fork, they will accept you at York, and I was very grateful that York University accepted me into their kinesiology program at the last minute possible. So at least I was still going to a university, problem solved, and future saved, right? No, I hated it. I was not having a good first year. I lived off campus. I paid an arm and a leg for parking every day, so I didn't go often. I wasn't making friends. I wasn't near my old friends. I was in a program I wasn't passionate for, and I was not the poster boy for mental health. So I looked at my options. Push it out for 3 more years, being miserable, alone, unfulfilled, with no certain career path. Or I could quit and be a loser forever, have no future, waste a year of university tuition and a year of my life, and basically be a big fat failure forever. Why do we make 18-year-olds decide these things? In the end, I made the very difficult decision to not enroll in a second year at York. This wasn't a happy decision. I was still pretty upset because I was now in the exact same position as I was 1 year prior, with no plan for future work or education. I wasted 15 grand at York. I wasted a year of my life. And I thought that being a year behind my peers would be the absolute ultimate embarrassment. Very hyperbolic. I wish I could tell you an inspiring comeback story about how I found my passion and took my life back, but that would be as true as my Grey's Anatomy medical degree. I sat down with my mom, and she said, "You're going to go to Ryerson and get a business degree." So I wormed my way into Ryerson, and I got a business degree. Ever since then, I've been working my way up through the financial planning world. I have decent career paths ahead of me. I have a decent car. I have a partner. We have 2 cats. I'm the VP of PR for my local Toastmaster club. So overall, not the complete failure that I expected to be because of this 1 year. I spent some painfully long days thinking that if I graduated from Ryerson in 2021 instead of York in 2020, that I was a complete failure. With only 8 years of hindsight today, I know now that that's not true. In the grand scheme of life, being behind 1 year did not ruin my life. Honestly, it's really not had a negative impact at all, as far as I could tell. When I think about how much time I spent stressing and worrying about this period of time, I feel silly. Because enough time has passed that it feels like that time barely even happened. I thought that I had a life plan, and it was as straight and flat as a desert road. But the path I took was more like a roller coaster. It had 100 loop-de-loops in it. They didn't buckle me in, and I fell out a couple times. If I didn't tell you, no, sorry. Oh, yeah. Life does not always go according to your plans, but it does go by so fast that by the time you look back at it, those all-consuming issues and dilemmas might not really be as world-ending as you thought they were in the moment. If I didn't tell you this story, would you have thought that it took me 5 years to get through university? Would it really matter either? I don't think you would have, and I don't think it does. Those days that felt long and endless are now years that feel so short. So you can dance, you can jive, have the time of your life. Don't sweat the extra year. Thank you.